Hey guys, RPM here. Hope you're doing well. Having a really great day in this video. I just wanted to talk with you all regarding most of my offline GPUs. And yes, they have been offline since the Ethereum merge, which I think was about, 2 to 3 months ago now. And, these GPUs that I have offline, mainly, 3080s, 3090s, 3070 Ti's, they are just not as efficient as the other GPUs that I have, which are RTX 3070s or A2000s or maybe my 6700 XTs. I have majority of those rigs online still, those GPUs, and most of you guys been following my YouTube channel know that I have those GPUs on because they are obviously more efficient than, let's say, an RTX 3090. Though I did hear something, and I've been looking at on f2pool.com, they have some new coin called a lrAFZ, which requires a baller CPU, like a baller motherboard with RAM. Also, you need 128 gigs of hard drive space to mine this new coin called a lrAFZ, based on ZK Snarks or something. Somebody told me that it's profitable. I have no idea, but stay tuned for that video. I'm gonna place 2 RTX 3090s onto my Threadripper motherboard, and then it does take a bit to set up because you need to install Ubuntu Linux and some other parameters in order to start mining this new lrAFZ coin or whatever. I'm not quite sure what it's all about, but some people have been telling me that it's supposed to be profitable, so I'm gonna check it out in another video, so stay tuned for that. Alright guys, so I just wanted to open up here regarding, I know a lot of people have a lot of their GPUs offline since the merge. I mean, that makes sense. And since then, there's definitely been some coins that have been popping out, in the past couple months. Maybe Kaspa, a lot of people talk about Kaspa. A lot of people talking about Radiant for some people. Some people are getting into CPU mining. And then, of course, some people are talking about FPGAs, for Kaspa and such, which I think is probably going to be dominating Kaspa sooner or later. Not quite sure when. You guys saw the FPGA video that I did. Mining Kaspa with my Forest Kitten 33. But some people may be asking, Red Panda, why are you still holding on to a lot of these 30 series cards that you guys see here? And I have actually a bunch more of GPUs in the barn, but they're not as good as my 30 series cards. I have some 20 series cards. I have Radeon 7s that are off right now. And yeah, most of you guys know, like I said, I have majority of my 3070s on and just, efficient GPUs on at the moment because I don't want to spread too far out into spending thousands upon thousands of dollars on electric because I'm not even, selling my crypto anyway every month. My conviction is to hodl the crypto in hopes that, things will start to recover. And I'm not quite sure when that's going to happen. Nobody has a crystal ball, but the same strategy applies to when I know a lot of people were mining back in the last bear market, accumulating Ethereum and whatnot and waiting for it to go up in price like it happened in 2021. This time, people say it's different. It does feel different because there's no more Ethereum mining, which did upheld a lot of the hardware that we had on the network, which was a lot, right? Ethereum was carrying the crypto mining community in terms of profitability. So GPUs were extremely profitable for mining Ethereum. So now that we don't have Ethereum, we are all just scrambling and everyone's going to what to mine and we're all, switching coins, and whether or not people are selling it, every day or every week or every month or not, or simply hodling that coin because they believe in it and that it will also go up or appreciate in the future. Who knows, right? Right now, it's definitely the wild, wild west, and there's a lot of new coins that are propping up, and also some rug pulls that we've also recently experienced with AKA Pink Chain. But it's definitely been pretty, I would say, hard to keep up with a lot that's going around in the GPU mining space, right? And I know a lot of you guys know that I've been always true to keeping up with what is out there in terms of getting your GPUs most efficient, especially like on Kaspa. As of the past 2 months, there's been some optimizations using the memory offset, offset core clock, all that kind of stuff, using either LOL miner or BZ miner. And a lot of people are using those settings for either Radiant mining or Kaspa and all those types of coins that seem to be profitable at this moment, dependent, of course, on your electrical costs. And I think a lot of people probably are not using those GPUs, these types of GPUs, like, I don't know, 3080s, 3070 Ti's, 3090s especially, because 3090s are a little bit of a, they're quite power hogs. But like I mentioned earlier about this new coin called Aleo, so that, like I said, we'll do in another video. Some people were asking me about that. So I'm just gonna have to research that a little bit more. Things like that, right? As we're in this bear market right now, there are gonna be some new projects popping off here, or just simply up and coming, and we're not quite sure if they're gonna be great in the future or not. But regarding the GPUs that I have holding here, I'm simply not selling them because I have no reason to. I've personally already paid off all of my equipment here. I have no reason to sell, and I'm keeping all of it, especially in my barn and stuff, because of a few things that I think happened recently as well. Like GPU pricing has been coming back up. Nvidia has been withholding supply or stopping production on, some of the 40 series cards. And even with those 40 series cards that have came out, they're not even that efficient compared to the 30 series cards. So I have zero reason to sell these cards now for 40 series cards. They're apparently just not as great. They're too power hungry. And as well, there has been some notable issues regarding the 12-pin adapters required for those 40 series cards. So for mining, I don't want to deal with that, and I don't think you guys should buy 40 series cards for mining as well. But also regarding, keeping the GPUs, I firmly believe, due to inflation and what's been happening, the prices that have been inflating for just the cost of living for everything around the world, I just don't believe, these types of GPUs are gonna come way down to, before MSRP levels of, I don't know, what they were back in end of 2020, I believe. I personally don't think that's gonna happen, but who knows? Anything can happen. We've seen in the past, with RX 580s, these 4GB cards, back in 2017, they MSRP'd at like what, $200 to $180, and then in the bear market of 2018 to 2020, these 580s at one point were going for $25 to $80. And then lo and behold, what happened in the last bull run that we had in 2021, RX 580s, like these guys, were selling upwards to almost $400, and the 8GB models were selling for like $500 to $600 on eBay, which is just insane. And I mean, that also goes with 1060s, like literally all GPUs last year in 2021. They were all very, very expensive, very high in price. And now here we are today. You can find RX 580s, I believe, on eBay for, I don't know, $100. 1660 Super and TIs are $100 to $150. So I really don't think we're gonna see those lower prices soon, but all depends on how next year plays out, right? If everything continues to go down, especially with the recession people are talking about, the Fed raising interest rates, whether or not they're going to pivot. If next year, for instance, if maybe if the Fed decides to pivot the interest rates, then over time in the next year, 2 years, if that happens, then things will then start going up in price, right? Silicon, GPUs, computer hardware, things are going to get more expensive. So for me personally, to sell this hardware now would be a bad idea. Like, I have no reason to. I personally, like I said, paid these all off already. I would rather keep these and prepare for the next run up that we're gonna have. It's probably not gonna happen next year, maybe not in the next 2 years, maybe 2025. Who the hell knows? I am personally wanting to be ready to turn these back on when profitability starts kicking back in for a lot of my higher end GPUs, 3080s, 3090s, because when that happens, right, when I think the markets start recovering around the whole world, then we're gonna see crypto start slowly coming back up, especially with Bitcoin. And then when Bitcoin goes up, then a lot of these proof of work altcoins are gonna start going up as well, which we've seen in the past. So when that happens, I wanna be ready, and I don't wanna be the person to start buying, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 GPUs when things are extremely profitable again. I don't want to do that, right? I think, in my opinion, the best strategy is to be buying hardware when things are low, when people are really down, really negative on the markets. You got to think the opposite of what those people are thinking. And it's not financial advice or anything, but I've seen that play out more often than not. When people are seeing that in the bear markets, that's the time to start accumulating, really honing in and getting more efficient on your mining rigs, getting things, getting your infrastructure set up as you can prepare for the next essentially Bitcoin cycle, the next price appreciations of whatever coin that's going to be out there, whatever coin that will be profitable. You guys, I know, will be ready. For those that watch this video, we have seen it time and time again. You saw in the last bear market, right? A lot of mining farm liquidations. I mean, that's happening right now even. A lot of the insolvent exchanges, FTX, whatnot, a lot of these mining farms are not able to pay their loans, and they're forced to liquidate their hardware at bottom barrel prices. And that is where you guys can, if you have the capital, of course, is to take advantage of that. And then when you're buying it at those low prices, just like in the past bear market, you're then just waiting for the next run up of crypto. And then when profitability starts coming back, then GPUs, even ASIC miners, are going to start coming back up in price. It's just that cycle is going to happen again. And I am a firm believer in that happening. And that is my conviction in all this. And, it's exactly the same people that talked about, getting out of mining back in like 2010, 2013, 2015, 16 bear markets of Bitcoin mining or Litecoin mining with like HD 7970 graphics cards, the 7000 series, HD 7000 series back then. It's the same idea. Same idea with 2018 after the 20K bull run there. Same thing happened. A lot of people couldn't, stay afloat. They got out, they sold their hardware for, pennies of what they bought them for. And then the same cycle happened again in the next bull run of 2021. So am I telling you all to go out and start buying GPUs right now? No. Personally, my strategy into doing something like that, you have to do that in a way that you can obviously afford it as a residential miner. And I've explained this before, like you really got to have expendable income in order to do something risky like this. Like a lot of people say, why don't you just buy the coin? And in my opinion, it's actually more riskier to buy the coin than to buy, the hardware, because with GPUs, at least you can resell it. It has a value because of a gamer or to creatives out there, 3D rendering, video content creation, what have you. GPUs are multi-purpose, can be used for a lot of things. So, things like this can always be resold on the market. With the coins, if you bought the coin, sure, you don't have to worry about the heat, the noise, like you guys can hear with my ASIC miners over there. You don't have to worry about buying, these, Octaminer server cases or motherboards, RAM, CPUs, power supplies. You don't have to worry about all that kind of stuff. But in my opinion, with buying hardware, as things start getting profitable, as profitability starts going up, then you're going to see the hardware also appreciate in value. And also, if you were mining during the bear markets or just low times, yielding the coins, paying the electrical bill out of your pocket, it's a win-win. The coins that you're mining are also appreciating in price along with the hardware that's appreciating in price. And especially if you're running it as a business, there's going to be, expenses that you can write off for your GPUs, electrical, internet, a lot of that kind of stuff. But I know it is a lot of work to do something like that, right? You have to be really, in my opinion, technically inclined to really start getting into something like GPU mining. Like in my opinion, there's a lot of people that are in GPU mining, they are really technical. They know how to build a computer, go around and understand, what coins to mine, research their ways in that. If you're not upkeeping, during the bear market of what's out there, then you're going to be a little bit left behind, sad to say. And there's a lot of people out there that are running their GPUs really inefficiently, and they're paying more for their electrical bill than what they're yielding. That's really not a good thing. All right, guys, I'm just pandering here. I've been talking about the same thing over and over that I've really talked about in many videos in the past. I guess I'm just making this video just reiterating, what my strategy is, and I'm still very firm on what my plan is, and I'm sticking to it, right? I'm sticking to that because I've seen it in the past, but it's not financial advice. Things could just really go to zero, and GPU mining could really be dead for the next couple years, 5 years, 10 years, who knows? Nobody knows. I just want to be ready for it. I like holding on to this hardware, especially nowadays with the silicon shortage and NVIDIA withholding a lot of supply or manipulating the markets and the prices of GPUs. It's just, NVIDIA is horrible. NVIDIA is just horrible. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts. Stay tuned. I'm going to try out this new, a Leo coin, ZK Snarks, no idea, but apparently 3090s are supposed to be the top dog for mining that coin. All right, I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one. Peace out.